Just checking. Just
Thank
want to get
God.
my Sunday straight. We said the other day, must-win game, that it would be the worst loss posture, the worst loss of the Cal Shanahan era if they don't pull this thing off. I mean, Khalil Herbert is going to play in the game. Very good running back. Khalil Mack looks like out. Matt Nagy, undisclosed location. Justin Fields, the worst passer rating in the NFL right now. Justin Fields has taken the most sacks in the league, even though he missed 2 starts. Niners only have 7 sacks.
Justin Fields leads the league in sacks.
Yeah, 22.
Well, their offensive line is putrid.
But he didn't start the first game, and then he played half of the second game.
Jesus. So he doesn't know what he's doing back there with a bad offensive line. Like, they're not good. They are a team in shambles. My long friend feels like he's in trouble. Like, that place feels like it's going to get blown up. Because sometimes you think, what jobs are going to come open this year? And you start looking around, you're like, well, not that guy. Houston Texans just hired a coach, maybe like Pete Carroll. This is the job that feels like everyone's going to get blown out. You can't be losing to that guy. Honestly, you should, even if you're a team in shambles, but you're still not bad, you should kick their ass. I was thinking today, there was videos that came out yesterday on Wednesday of Trey Lance, because the media is allowed in warmups, and it showed him doing the individual drills. And to the naked eye, he looks 100% healthy, right? Moving around. He's at practice today. Is it a mistake? Like, we know who Jimmy is now. He's a 30-year-old average guy, not very good. We cannot complain anymore when he's not good. Dabo Swinney said it. Everything on the field is on me. Talking personnel. When a player's out there, it's because I want him out there. So you put Jimmy out there. We cannot be shocked if it's a tie game at halftime and the tie scores 3-3. And Jimmy's like skipped a couple balls and fucking thrown a pick to Eddie Jackson. Like that. That's him now. Now he might throw a touchdown. Should they play Arizona and LA the next 2 weeks? Now, they've matched up pretty well against Arizona for the last several years. But, they're going to be coming off a long week, and then obviously the Rams are just going to be infinitely better than they've been with Matt Stafford. Wouldn't this have been the game if he's proven he's healthy? And it's not, who knows? Maybe Kyle comes out with the ultimate curveball, and everyone would get an erection. If it's like, Trey Lance is starting, people would be fired up, right? When they woke up on Sunday morning.
Yes, people would all of a sudden be back on the Kyle train.
That feels highly unlikely. And it feels like he's setting himself up. So what if Jimmy, let's say you win this game and we cover, and they win final score is 20-3, but it's just one of those where it's like, if I didn't talk about the Niners for a living and they weren't like my squad, I don't know how much game of this I would have watched, right? Fuck, I might have gone at halftime, gone for a walk or something. It could be a very, very ugly game. And then he's just going to start him next week against Arizona. Wouldn't this be the week to get Trey going again and then put him out against those 2 teams?
It's yeah. I mean, this is the softest landing. While you also have to win the game and should be able to win the game if Trey Lance is your starter. I think, and like you said, we're recording this on Thursday. Maybe he's healthy enough to be the backup quarterback. I think if Trey Lance is the backup quarterback, he plays in this game. I'm not saying he starts. I'm just saying I think he plays in this game.
Agree.
If he's the backup quarterback, and not if the game is out of hand late. I mean, I think they are actively mixing him in, and I think if they win the game with Jimmy Garoppolo as the starting quarterback, there's still a chance that Trey Lance starts the following week against the Arizona Cardinals. But you know what you made me think of just listening to you was the Mike Pettin quote from a few years ago after they played the Raiders. Was it the Raiders?
No, it was Tom Sula.
It was Tom Sula. And he's like, what do you say? Like, I'm driving by their building. Their building's on fire. Why are you guys looking at our building?
Well, yeah, he's basically like, everyone's acting like I'm the village idiot. It looks like their building's on fire.
That's right. They just beat them. Or was it before the game?
I thought it was leading up to the game.
And then they beat them.
The Browns beat Tom Sula.
Yeah. Because of course they did. But that's what this situation is. Even though the Bears are 3-4 by some bizarre miracle.
Beat the Bengals.
I know. Football's crazy. Like, you have to account for something. That's why you have to win these games. Because even good teams lose just random games over the course of 17. And now, like you said, if you have any hope at all, you've got the Cardinals and the Rams coming up next. So you have to win this game.
Yeah, I think, though, anytime you roll out, like if Trey Lance played the game he played against Arizona, they beat the Bears. Khalil's not there. Arizona's just a way better team. I think Kyle is adamant for whatever reason. He doesn't really want to do that. And he's going to more than likely have to eventually do several games like that again. I don't think that's fun for him. Because right now, Kyle, like with Jimmy, and this is a big reason I think Jimmy gets to stay in the game, because Kyle gets to call his normal plays. And sometimes I think like there are people in the league that probably, see someone like me that's just able to say whatever I want, right? Were they in the league? They're not able to say anything like their team. But I've worked in the NFL. You complain about your coaches. So everyone in that building, and same thing with the Bears, same thing with any team that's struggling. Hell, it happens with good teams. Like, why doesn't Belichick fucking listen to me? It's like, guys, we're fucking 8-1.
Right.
But it's human. I mean, that's a job, right? You're always complaining about your superior. But unlike most jobs, even if you hate your boss, more than likely, if your company's, of decent size, you're probably doing okay. Money's flowing in. You're not like, we could go under next week. We're in football every week. It's like, if you work for Urban Meyer, that sucks, right? You're losing every week. So you're just complaining nonstop. How many people with the Niners that would never admit it? There have to be conversations, though, between the, two scouts or like John Lynch and maybe Jet that are like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like that conversation has happened. And this is where if you go to social media, everyone acts like fire Kyle. Obviously, Kyle, impossible to upgrade. If Kyle was a free agent right now, he would get hired immediately. Like he's not going anywhere. That's not even the conversation we've been trying to have. But it all goes back to everything we've been talking about. Internally, they got to be scratching their heads a little bit. Because if I was a guy that just was pounding the table, like, let's go get Trey Lance, this is not 1987. All other 4 rookies in his class are playing.
3 of them extremely poorly, right? That's what Sway here says. Like, Fields is playing really bad, and you guys want Trey to play?
Well, part of it was, they've won several games with him and figured it out. And ultimately, if you go, if Justin Fields is going to be as good as many people think, and obviously the Bears, because they traded the first round to get him, he'll go, going through what I went to as a rookie when we went 7-10, I was so much better equipped 3 years later when we fucking just beat the Packers at Lambeau to win the AFC North.
Yeah, I mean, the one difference, right? Like the worst players in the NFL in passer rating right now are Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Davis Mills, and Trevor Lawrence.
Well, those teams are Jets and Texans are way worse than the Niners.
Well, exactly, and they're and are not supposed.
Did you say
the
Fields
Jags
with those guys?
Fields is the worst. Then it's Wilson, the Jets, also no expectations.
But Kyle didn't want Fields.
No. What I'm saying is those teams can suck.
Yeah, the Bears can't.
The Bears can't, which is why they drafted Fields, but not why they drafted Fields because they had Dalton.
Yeah.
By the way, 13th worst is Jimmy and 14th worst is Mac Jones. So I think Jimmy would be just as good in New England as Mac Jones has been. But whatever.
Belichick,
I'm not dying on that hill. I'm just an offhand comment. We'll get to that later. But the point is, like, I think one thing I saw this quote Burrows had from Kyle. He said, actually, that's Mark Davis. He said, because you're not playing the way you want to play and you think you want to just put a rookie in, he's going to answer everything. I don't think that's fair to him, and I don't think that's right for our team. But that's not what anybody's saying. No one's saying Trey's going to be the answer for everything, right? People are just saying, try something else because the thing you've got is not working. And this is the guy of the future. So the worst thing that could happen is you're not good enough and you don't get this guy ready for the future, and then you're bad again.
Now, if I was Kyle's agent and I just got handed a mic and I was here to defend him, I'd say, hey, guys, everyone has been blowing this guy the last couple of years for a reason. He's proven to the organization, the league, that he was a high-level guy and he deserved to get a long-term contract. And now, in a situation with a guy that 6 months ago had never played, really, you want to throw him out to the wolves, and he keeps saying, I'm trying to protect him. And you saw him play the one game. He attempted to protect him and make it as easy as possible. And it was clear. You guys said it. I listened to Haberman Middlekauff podcast. His fucking balls were flying all over the place. And now you just want to throw him to make him the starter immediately because Jimmy sucks. And my counter would be, well, I don't think we thought Jimmy was going to be this bad. I think we just assumed, and this is how you can get away with it when you miss games. We can get this false sense of who you are. And I think Jimmy was able to carry that a little longer than most. Like Andy Dalton, it was harder for him to shake after a while because he was playing all the time, right? Some of these, Mike Glennon, some of these average guys just play. It was like Sam Bradford is like the better version probably of Jimmy. Well, maybe even not, but you just never quite knew what he did because he only played like 6 games a year. And then you finally realize Sam Bradford just sucks.
I disagree. Like, once upon a time, I thought Garoppolo was going to be really good. But by the time we got to this offseason.
But I thought everyone coming into the season, including myself, and I'm guilty, thought the Niners would win 11 games with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't even think that's possible, even if they were healthy.
That's, I think, a part of it, though. It's like no Kittle, Mostert getting hurt right away. I think there's been a couple miscalculations. One, that they could just run back everybody from last year's team and be better than they were.
They have lost a couple. I mean, but it's part of the.
But again, like they ran it back with Verrett and Kittle. Now, obviously, you're going to run it back with Kittle, but they just ran it back.
Trent Williams missing
and guys
another
that
game.
have been hurt got hurt again.
Yeah, most.
But this is why I kept saying before the season, and again, I wasn't saying Jimmy sucks, but I kept saying the Garoppolo problem has not been an availability problem. It's that he wasn't good enough. That's why they moved up to 3, not because Jimmy gets hurt. That was a good cover because they were still going to play Jimmy. So you say, oh, the reason we're moving up to 3, we just, Jimmy's been hurt. It's not what it was about. It was about how good he is. How good he is. That he's just not. He's good enough for what they had in 19, but this isn't 2019. So yeah, I mean, I think in the end we're reaching the same conclusion, which is play Trey Lance. I do understand. I think what you're like Kyle's agent point. Like I think there's a lot of logic there. But what you can't be is not good enough and not developing and not growing.
And that's where they feel right now, and that's why everyone's pissed off.
Yeah. They got to win. They have to win this game.
I agree.
You have to win this game. Because I guess the one thing is if you don't win this game, Trey Lance probably does start against the Cardinals the next week.
Yeah, but then you're 2-5. It's just none of the games.
Yeah, and we'd argue why'd you wait so long?
I know. Well, I think people are already hammering that.